this moment an opportunity to share with you a reflection. Oftentimes when we think of reflection as a moment of deep silence. Sometimes breathing in deeply, flattening our feet and meditating, and often confining ourselves in our own body. But what do you do when the world around you has already been confined? What do you do particularly when everything else has seemed to be stifled, still, and no longer moving? It almost seems like a figment of our imagination that all of these things have caused us to be in constant reflection. And so maybe it's time for us to figure out for a moment how to get reacclimated. Reacclimated not only to ourselves, but reacclimated to what enchants us. Yes, enchantment. Probably a word that we don't talk about a lot. And to be re-enchanted by the very things that make us human. It is not the job that has made us. It is not clearly the day-to-day activities that we have mundanely done. It is technically the re-enchantment of our human ingenuity. It is technically the enchantment of our imagination. It is also our instinct and our will to be available and sometimes vulnerable. I myself, as a person who has faced hard challenges, like many of you, or some of you, I embark on constantly creating moments of re-enchantment. Moments in which I can fall in love with learning the magic in myself. Magic might not be a normal thing for most of us, but when we think about the re-enchantment of the imagination, our minds can go absolutely wild. And the very moment that we feel that we have to be confined is the moment where we have a little bit of movement. And we have a little bit of hocus pocus. And we've got a little bit of an alakazam. It's that re-enchantment that allows for us to break every spellbinding situation. It's the moment where the magic becomes real because we have decided to share in human connection. And we have decided to be resilient. And we have decided to endure. It is there that our creativity begins to be shaken up. Because now, the things that have become routine have to transform into ritual. A ritual is something very different. It is reflective. It is grounding. It makes us steadfast when everything else seems chaotic. Where the routine is an expected idea or pattern that we may move through. The ritual grounds us and holds us again and reminds us of our strength. It reminds us of our courageousness. It reminds us of our brilliance. And it allows for us to feel even more empowered than before. We're then re-enchanted with ourself and our human nature. We then rise to the occasion to celebrate not only ourselves, but others. I've been looking on YouTube and social media, and I've been looking all throughout Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I've seen the beauty of the human spirit rising up with music and song. I've seen, of course, lately DJs playing non-stop, endless sounds of music, where everyone, such as Michelle Obama to Bernie Sanders and others, have rejoiced in dancing and made commentary. That is the sound of re-enchantment. That is the sound of human intellect. That is the sound of being reconnected. Reconnected because our human spirit says we will be present, we will be connected, and we matter. This time, this present time, may be uncontrollable. It may leave us with a lot of unknowns. But the re-enchantment is about knowing ourselves. Knowing ourselves and how we operate within these moments of chaos. Knowing how we strategically plan and set ourselves up to be healthy, happy individuals. And operating from the collective of our community. And deep listening brings us into knowing each other more. And maybe that's where your enchantment is. Maybe the re-enchantment is in the deep listening. Maybe it's in the FaceTime that you haven't had in a good while. Maybe it's pausing for a moment to spend that rare moment that maybe when you have to go out for a moment to the grocery store, spending it with that child or that loved one that you've never had to spend time with. Maybe it has been the moment of where schools have been canceled and you have to make the artsy project and be a crafty kid. Maybe it's the moment where you've shared that old time record. Maybe you've spent time with your elders and reminisced. Maybe you visit them in the nursing home. Whatever it is, have a moment of re-enchantment. Don't forget that you're part of the magic of making everyone else around you and yourself more empowered, more creative, and making life worth celebrating. That is what it feels like when we have become re-enchanted. Don't forget, we're the magic.